happy Titans Day. I know it's Friday, so this is already a day late, and there's no in-depth video for last week's episode. And there's just not going to be, not for this week, not for last week, and not for the last episode of the show. And, I know people were looking forward to that, so I do apologize. I just have not felt motivated to sit down, take notes, and record and put the video out. And it's not because of the actual act of taking notes and recording the video. You've seen from my other videos, I have no problem doing that, and I enjoy it most times. But this time around, for the back half of this season, it just has not been hitting for me like the first half, honestly. And even that was a little shaky. I just feel like narratively things are getting crammed. They're feeling rushed. Things are happening for no reason or repeatedly. And it's just kind of to a point where I want to sit back, take in these last few episodes or this last episode as it is, and we move on. Like, I don't know. That's just how I'm feeling. And it's so funny because even in my trailer reaction, I was like, maybe I won't even do in-depth videos. Something in my spirit was telling me there's no way you're going to just feel inspired to really sit down and go through these episodes. And I don't. I literally don't. I did not like last week's episode. I told you that. And, we're going to do an overall thoughts right now for that episode. Oh, God. This is what Titans and their pacing is some of the worst I've ever seen. Literally, things will happen just to pad the runtime because all they're going to do is walk it back either by the end of the episode or in the next episode. Why would you kill off Mother Mayhem in last week's episode just to bring her back by the end? Have her throughout this episode for episode 11, and then she dies again. What was the point of killing her off the first time? It's just to pad the runtime. It's a waste of time. So I didn't like last week's episode, partly because of the pacing, partly because the team was yet again split to the high heavens. Literally everyone was off doing one thing or another, and I don't like that. We know I'm not a fan of that, right? The only person who should be doing that is Connor because he's an idiot. And that's fine, right? He can go be an idiot on his own. But the rest of the team should be like this, and they're not. In last week's episode, they are this week, which is a step up. But last week it was like Dick was introducing Raven to dark magic this late in the game. Why? Then Corey was with Gar and Doom Patrol, which was the best part of the episode. And I don't understand why Dick wasn't there. The whole reason she was there, she was trying to let go of things and come to trying to figure out her feelings, whether it be for Dick or just the overall nature of the prophecy, right? That was the whole reason that she found herself trapped there and she couldn't leave. I don't know why Dick wasn't there either, because they both needed to have a conversation after the whole business with Ted and Carol. And we have yet to have a substantial discussion with them. Yet again, and we have one more episode, and we have not had juicy, meaningful moments between Dick and Corey I thought we were going to have. And I'm just like, what are we doing? Literally, what are we doing? Dick should have been there with Corey. There's no reason why he didn't go look for her after she went missing and she was now with Gar in the Red. So whatever. But that part with the Red and Doom Patrol, that was the best part of the episode. I had a blast with that. Everything dealing with Connor and Sebastian was utterly idiotic. I'm sorry. Why would you give Sebastian access to all this shit at LexCorp that's now under your control, and then you're surprised when he uses it to his advantage and then everything starts to backfire on you? What was your goal? Why were you doing this? I understand that he felt like for some reason he wanted to do it alone. He needed to prove it to somebody that he could take on Sebastian. But every time you've tried to do it, Connor, it didn't work. Literally every single time. Even when you're handed LexCorp, even when you're handed Mercy Graves, you still fall flat. Why? And people are like, oh, I really like this Connor Luthor. I don't know why. He's literally a moron and he has made things exponentially worse. So then you have Tim and Bernard. They don't have anything to do. Bernard slips into a coma. Okay. Tim's up in arms about that. I literally don't care. Let's see. Yeah, I know Raven, when she learns dark magic, she basically severs her tie with Sebastian, which I doubt that's even going to amount to anything, honestly. Like, I don't know. She's not really the focal point like I thought she would be, considering her ties to Sebastian and her family tree. Like, that's literally the backbone of the season narratively. So I don't know. That episode was We'll be right back for episode 11. All right, we're back. Episode 11. So I said this was a step up because the team was together for the most part, right? And I stand on that. I think the whole team was together except for Tim, which we'll get into that. But honestly, that might be the only positive I can give. Yeah, not to say it was an awful episode. It wasn't god awful. But the pacing, it's just not there. Like, I feel like I'm being pushed into this finale, just shoved right in there. And I don't know what's going on or what we're doing or how the story is going to wrap up. And it's not in a way where it's interesting and you're intrigued because there's so many twists and turns and you genuinely don't know what they're going to do. No, I am genuinely afraid for what they're going to try to do to wrap up this story because everything feels so crammed. You literally chose now. You chose now to make Brother Blood the primary antagonist in the second to last episode of this series. Are you kidding? Like, why was Mother Mayhem such an influence for so long? For so long. Like, she should have been out of here by no later than the 7th episode. That way we can spend the last 5 to 6 episodes focused on Brother Blood, building his motivations, exploring who he is and his connection to Trigon and how that makes him feel. Like, all of this time it was through the lens of Mother Mayhem and she was just boring. I'm sorry. She was so boring. Like, the fact that you killed her off twice, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the first part, but you killed her off twice. For what? Come on, people. She was a waste of time. So I'm glad that now he gets the primary focus, even though it's literally one more episode to go. And then on top of that, you chose to spend a significant amount of time focused on Tim having the Robin suit and being trained by Red Hood. And the thing about it is, that part of the episode, it wasn't bad necessarily. Like, it wasn't bad. It was kind of nice to see Red Hood again and seeing he was working with Barbara Gordon on the low. Like, that was nice, but it doesn't fit narratively at this point in the season. This should have happened way earlier because not only does this feel unearned, right? Tim has literally contributed next to nothing this whole season. He's had a couple of moments where they finally said, let's explore the fact that he's intelligent, right? Outside of that, there's not much else that's telling me, yeah, he deserves to have the suit and he's just going to be Robin now. Like, I don't, it just feels so unearned. And even though he got his ass kicked by Jason multiple times while they were training, which was very nice, right? It just feels unearned. I'm so furious to see him in the suit and to see that we were spending so much time with him in the suit. Like, for why? Oh my God. Okay. Then you have Connor. I thought it was a joke when he weaseled back to the Titans and was like, guys, I made a mistake. I tried to do it myself and it didn't work out. Oh, it blew up in my face. I'm a Titan. I'm looking at this man like, are you for real? All the damage and chaos that you have caused and contributed to. And now you want to weasel back because it didn't go your way. And then they just accept him back so easily. Oh man, I could not. No. I wasn't too much of a fan that this was called Project Starfire, and yet Starfire was not really the focal point. She was not really the focus. Not really. We, yet again, have yet to tap into her true state of mind as far as the prophecy with Dick, with the team, like where's she gonna go from here? We're not getting that focus on her the way that we got with Gar. We didn't get that this episode, which is what I thought we were going to get. But no, we're too busy focused on Connor coming back and Tim having the suit and Mother Mayhem and all this other stuff that doesn't really amount to anything narratively. Starfire is at the core of this season narratively, right there with Raven. And she has not gotten the focus that she should be having. And yet again, the blue filter made its return. And isn't it funny that the only time I noticed the blue filter was when Starfire was on screen. So you mean to tell me you made an active choice to use the blue filter when the darkest woman on your cast is on screen? Because when other people were on screen, the lighting was superb. Dick's lighting, Rachel, Connor, Gar, like lighting was great. It's only when Corey's walking on screen that the blue filter is just suddenly here. I'm like, dude, I could not. So let's see, what else happened? Oopsies. Oh, that's just my mom. Okay. What else? What else happened in the episode? I can't even think of anything. I really have no idea how they're gonna wrap this up. So, Sebastian, the whole episode, he's trying to get his power back because somehow, some way it got taken away. I don't know how that would have happened because of the shenanigans with the game falling apart, which the game fell apart so quickly. Like, you literally introduced it in the last episode and it was deaded by this episode. Like, he doesn't feel like a threat. He literally does not feel like a threat. Connor feels more like a threat, and that's just because he's an imbecile. Let me see. I'm trying to think. What else happened? Oh yeah, Gar and Rachel's reunion. There was none. It did not hit. I was very disappointed. I expected like some type of hug because she was literally the only Titan to appear in episode 9. And there was no heartfelt reunion. Titans, they suck with those, honestly. So they kind of dropped the ball with that. What else? Rachel and Gar did drop hints of wanting to move forward, like beyond the team, which I thought was really interesting. And I could see it happening because I feel like Rachel, the whole season, has been looking for something new. She's been looking for peace. And I think Gar, with everything dealing with the red, he just may want to step away, but of course keep in touch with the Titans. Similar to the end of season 1, where they were all having those illusions placed on them by Trigon, and Gar and Rachel were not with the team. Like, it might be similar to that, which I thought was pretty interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if they went their separate ways. Honestly, they should all just go their separate ways. What did I say in my season 3 video? They barely accomplish shit when they're together. So, I mean, if they're not together, oh my god. Okay. I can't think of anything. I feel like I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know what they're going to do to close this out. It's bittersweet, honestly, because I have been writing for this show since it first came out. I will continue to write for the show because, I feel like everything beyond the writers is just superb, but the writing and direction is just like it's bittersweet because all of that's great, and then it's just the execution every time. But yeah, this episode, my rating, I would give it maybe a 6.5 to a 7. Like, I don't know. Narratively, it's just kind of a mess to me, and it's hard for me to enjoy something when you're making these decisions to kind of pad out the runtime, because you don't know yourself how this story is going to end. Like, it feels like they're writing it as they go along. I don't know. I don't know. That's it, guys. That's all I've got. Let me know what you think or don't. But either way, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And I'll catch you guys later. Bye.